Good day and welcome back to Stratagem LP's Legal Podcast, your go-to place for current case law reviews and concepts. Today we have an intriguing Supreme Court case. It's a classic example of abuse of the judicial process and how the courts tackle it. We are diving into the Supreme Court case of NDIC versus Cowrie Business Solutions Ltd, a case that re-echoes the concept of abuse of judicial process. So let's get right into it. The case centers around the NDIC, which was appointed as the provisional liquidator for the collapsed Fortune International Bank plc. In 2006, the Central Bank of Nigeria revoked Fortune Bank's license, and the NDIC took over its affairs. As part of their duties, they sought to reclaim the failed bank's assets, including Fortune Towers, a property tied up in a significant loan arrangement with Union Bank plc. But things quickly became complicated when Cowrie Business Solutions Ltd became involved. NDIC filed a suit against Union Bank and Cowrie Business Solutions Ltd over the ownership of Fortune Towers, and as litigation progressed, Cowrie Business Solutions Ltd ended up in the crossfire of a series of legal actions. So what exactly happened? Initially, NDIC sued Union Bank and Cowrie Business Solutions in the Federal High Court to reclaim Fortune Towers. The court ruled partially in favor of NDIC, but they were not entirely happy with the decision. As a result, NDIC filed an appeal at the Court of Appeal. Here is where it gets interesting. At some point during the appeal process, NDIC decided to discontinue its appeal against Cowrie Business Solutions Ltd. But Cowrie wasn't happy about that. They didn't just sit back. Cowrie responded by filing a cross appeal at the Court of Appeal and even went as far as filing a separate appeal at the Supreme Court. Yes, all at the same time. This brings us to the key issue of the case: abuse of the court process. The legal term essentially means using the judicial system to interfere with the justice or deploying the judicial system to the irritation and annoyance of the other party. The problem here was Cowrie Business Solutions Ltd filing multiple appeals on the same issue in different courts. The Supreme Court found that this was exactly what was happening. Cowrie was using the legal system to delay the resolution of the case. They were essentially gambling with the justice system, hoping that one court will rule in their favor if the other didn't. Now, why is this problematic? Abuse of court process isn't just unethical. It clogs the courts and wastes precious judicial time. Courts work best when cases are resolved efficiently, not when parties play games trying to get multiple rulings on the same issue. The Supreme Court pointed to earlier rulings like the famous Saraki and Kotoye, wherein it was held that initiating multiple actions on the same issue in different courts is an abuse of judicial process. And in the Dingyadi versus INEC case, the court also stressed that litigation isn't a game of chance. It's a serious legal process. In the end, the Supreme Court delivered its judgment against Cowrie Business Solutions Ltd, dismissing its appeal. The court confirmed that Cowrie's simultaneous actions in different courts amount to an abuse of judicial process. This decision wasn't just about this particular case. It sends a strong message to anyone considering using the courts for gamesmanship. The court wants to protect the justice system's integrity, making it clear that abuse of process will not be tolerated. The ruling is a reminder that When a party tries to manipulate the judicial system for personal advantage, the consequences can be severe. It's not just about winning the case, it's about ensuring that the judicial process remains fair and efficient. Here is the takeaway. Abuse of court process happens when someone files multiple cases on the same issue in different courts, trying to delay the case or manipulate the outcome. The Supreme Court of Nigeria made it clear that such actions are unethical and must be punished to maintain the integrity of the legal system. If you are in a legal dispute, playing games with the judicial system will not work. Courts are here to resolve disputes, not to become part of a gamble. This case is a critical lesson for anyone involved in litigation. Don't waste the court's time or try to outsmart the system. The public interest requires that litigation come to a fair and timely conclusion. That's all for today's episode on NDIC versus Cowrie Business Solutions Ltd. I hope you enjoy this breakdown of an important legal principle. Remember that the courts do not take abuse of court process lightly, but frown at any semblance of it. If you want more episodes like this, don't forget to subscribe to Stratagem LP's Legal Podcast. You can also follow us on social media for more reviews of the latest legal cases. Thank you for listening to this episode of Stratagem LP's Legal Podcast. I remain your principal host, E.B. Ochuma Esquire. My special thanks to Ms. Oyindamola Daramola, my review assistant. Join us next time as we continue to explore the legal issues that shape our society. Until then, stay informed, stay empowered, and keep learning. Thank you.